Hey everybody. Um, that's cool. Um, let's see. Pop out dashboard. What does that do? Sorry, I'm just discovering what this is. Okay, so hi everybody. My name's Mel. My call sign is Victor Alpha 3 Foxtrot Delta Golf. I have been a ham for officially a year, I think. Yeah, I think a year this week. Would have been a little bit sooner, but I think the Canada Post strike last year kind of delayed that. But yeah, and of course, I have my call sign on some clothing of mine. I have a sweater that one of my ham friends made for me, and it's got it there and there because I'm right-handed and I usually talk on my radio with my right hand. So I also have a matching t-shirt underneath. The only difference is, and you'll probably see this because I do plan, weather permitting, to put my mag mount antenna outside on my balcony. You can probably see it just kind of in the background there. But I'm going to show this. Maybe I won't. I'll just hopefully generically people will come in. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I'm gonna hopefully, weather permitting, put my mag mount antenna out on my balcony because the Larknet is tonight because it's Monday. Yeah, so I just wanted to do this officially separate from broadcasting the nets and stuff, just to give you guys a little bit of a, about me kind of thing. I am presently living in Mitchell, Ontario, in Canada. When I got my license, and prior to that, I was living in London, Ontario, hence why I'm a member of the London Amateur Radio Club, and have been for a fair amount of, at least a couple years now. I think 2024 I joined, or 2023, one of the two. I can't even remember how long I've been a member of the club. I'm sure a few of my ham friends will appreciate that, but I'm gonna YouTube. I'm gonna show this on my main channel because this is my second channel. My main channel is Militia. Switch account. Let's go to that. Just so I can get some more. Go to my channel. Sorry, guys. So yeah, I was living in London for a good part of the past 20 years or so. Oh, good. It linked it. Okay, cool. Am I logged into Facebook on here? No, I am not. Nor do I want to be. Okay. But I was seeing somebody that was a ham, and had been a ham for at least a couple years prior to me becoming interested in then becoming a ham myself. And they really got me interested in ham radio. I didn't even know, honestly, I didn't even know ham radio existed. I knew about CB radio, but I had no idea about ham radio. I thought, like, when I initially found out about ham radio, I thought it was the same thing. I know. Okay. Don't judge me. That light is really coming in, like, distractingly. There we go. I really need to get another curtain because I think 3 curtains on that one will work much better than having 2. Or I just need to flip this back over. But I'll do that later. But no, I was seeing somebody who was a ham at the time. This is back in 2022. And they got me interested in ham. And so, like I said, I had no idea what ham radio even was back then. My radios are poking me in the back. I got my Quanchang and my knockoff Baofeng. My Tolan. Both of these were gifted to me, so I can't really say much. I do plan on buying my own radios eventually, but anyways, so we would go to the airport a lot. When we first, became friends, we would go to the airport at least once or twice. And him being a ham, I didn't really press on it. I didn't really ask him about it or ask them about it. And they would bring their laptop with us and we could listen to ATC. And I just thought that was so cool. And so I progressively got a little bit more and more of an interest in ham radio. And I can't remember how exactly. I think we'd just go for walks and he'd going on nets and stuff in London. And so I think that's how I got kind of exposed to it. I should really ask them. I can't really remember how I got introduced to the club. I think it was on a field day, a summer field day. I think it was a summer field day or some sort of event or some sort of, meeting. And I just came out to it at the Lark station, which is out by the airport in London, if anybody knows London. And of course, the club station being by the airport, instantly I was like, okay, this is awesome. It's right by the airport and I'm already in my happy place because airplanes make me happy. And so I just started hanging out with club members. I think the one that made our field day shirts or started making shirts for them with their call sign on it. And since I wasn't a ham, I was an SWL, shortwave listener. So I started getting shirts made by the same friend that eventually made me this. And every other of my once I got my ham license, I wanted to add to it because I think I made that t-shirt with the intention of getting my license And so I didn't want to put SWL on it because I wanted to put my call sign on it on the back eventually and on the side. So I'm going to go get that shirt, actually. Be right back. So grab all my ham shirts. So yeah, where's my other one? Because I know I have. Okay, this is this year's. Where's last year's? I think I wore it. But I might have because it's me. I don't think I wore it. So where is it? Got it. So progression of my ham shirts. So, all right. So this was, I think, the first shirt I ever had made, and it was from Field Day in 2024. And this was just before I started the course, because I did the course in September of 2024. And yeah, so it's the same font that's on my. So that was in 2024 when I, became a member of the club and volunteered for Summer Field Day. Then this is this year's, after I got my license. These are made by our friends. These are not official ARRL Field Day shirts, though they should be a thing. And a lot of our club members got these this year. Like, I went to volunteer for the MS Bike Tour with them this year, and everybody wore their Field Day shirts. Now, this one is the original one that I made because I just needed a basic one for, volunteering at various community events that we volunteer with. And so when I first got it, I literally made it intentionally, because I'm right-handed, intentionally put Mel on it. You can kind of tell that I've added to it because the font size is different. But I initially put Mel on it. And then once I got my license, I put my call sign on it. And I also put it, this is kind of a mess up that paid off. Because this was supposed to look like this, but when we were trying to peel off the print, like the print stuff that you put on it, apparently it was a little bit more difficult. So it's all the same font, just this doesn't have the outline that the other ones do, which is fine because it kind of looks cool that way. And then, of course, I have this one. And t-shirt that's underneath that I'm not going to strip down and show you guys. But as for my call sign has a very, very specific meaning. And this is in my info and bio and on my channel. I think it's in both my bios on my main channel and this channel. But when I initially started looking at call signs, because I found out that you only get 3 letters, and I was like, okay, well, I can't have Mel because Mel was taken. So I tried like WWE, I tried SVU, I tried like all the things that like screamed me. I tried to find, like, even being an Oilers fan, which is why a lot of my shirts that my friend makes me are orange, which is also why my radio is orange. Being an Oilers fan, I was like, okay, let's try OIL. And then I'm like, yeah, that might look weird, but you know what? It would be me. And then I was like, you know what? Let's look up Fudge, FDG. And Fudge was, try not to cry. Fudge was my cat. And I'd had her for a lot of years up to that point. And I was like, you know what? That'd be perfect. Because, when back then, when you would say Mel, you would, everybody would instantly think of my cat Fudge. And so it was like, so the ICID call sign website, I had that thing bookmarked. I would check it all the time because I wanted VA3. Because I'm more of a I like VA. Like VA3 FDG just looked better. Like I was like that, I could have done VE3, but like VA3 just, it was, so I'd refresh it especially once I started the course, I would refresh it like every week. I'm like, I know I'm not writing my license yet, but I'm gonna, because I really wanted that call sign. Because I wanted to honor my cat, because my cat was everything, my world. She was my everything through everything that I've gone through in the past 5, 10, 15 years. She was my one constant. She was the one constant. She was the one thing that stayed in my life through everything. And I might go into this in a future video, but if you guys know my story, you guys know I've been through some serious stuff over the past 5 years alone, but past 20 years. And man, it's just yeah. So I really wanted that call sign because I wanted to honor my cat, because she was the one constant in my life through everything. And I'll never forget the day I wrote the exam. I had my phone on me; it was fully charged, and I had that call sign site just ready. And as soon as I finished my exam, I wrote twice because I had studied, but like my brain just blanked on like a majority of it on the day itself. So I was just like, okay. And so the examiner was like, you know what? You can write again. You're a member of the club, so it's not gonna, you've already paid, so like might as well just write again, and then we'll keep your second score, because it'll probably be better. So I wrote again, and passed with, I don't even remember what I got. It was a year ago. I've been through a lot the past year, so. But I still have. There's my license. There's my old card. Thing with my score on it's probably somewhere. But I think I got like 92 or 93. So I passed, obviously, and got my call sign, signed up for my call sign like right then and there. Like I said, there was a Canada Post strike going on at the time, so that probably delayed things a little bit, but and I checked the VA3 FTG and it was available. I claimed it. I was so happy. I was so happy, you know? And I had my cat with me, of course. I was just so happy. I was so happy. Of course, I had to wait a little bit longer for my license to come in the mail because the Canada Post strike. And it came on January 6th of 2025. And I took some pictures that night with my cat and my Lark badge before I got the sticker put on it for this year. And the next day, my cat crossed the Rainbow Bridge. I got it with the intention that she would eventually pass. But never in a million years could you have told me that the day after I got my license in the mail, she would cross the Rainbow Bridge. Never in a million years would I have believed you. But now she really will always be with me. Because my call sign's not going anywhere once I pass away. So, I miss her so much. And my whole world just I couldn't even use my call sign on the radio without absolutely losing it, so I just stayed off the radio. I just stayed off the radio for a good while. Stayed off the radio for it was a good while, and a few of my and friends at work had started to call me Fudge, just, because the call sign. And so, of course, I had to break the news to them, and I was like, look, guys, like, please don't. And I still haven't returned to a point where I'm okay with that. Once I started getting back on the radio and using my call sign again, it's still hard at times. I almost have to like completely just tune out, so to speak. Pun not intended. But I shouldn't. So when I got my license on January 6th of 2025, when I got it in the mail, I tried to put it in a frame and hang it up, and it just wouldn't stay up. I should have taken that as an omen. I had gotten that call sign with the intention of honoring my cat for, always being there and, thinking that she was going to be there with me for at least another couple of years. Part of me thinks that she waited till I got my license. Like, physically got my license. It's just not the same, though. Christmas this year is going to be really difficult. It's the first Christmas without her. And I want to honor her on this channel because she's my call sign. She is why my call sign is what it is. And so I want to honor her at every chance I can on this channel. And my profile picture for this channel is the day I got my physical license in the mail. And I was so happy. I was so happy when I finally got it in the mail. Like I said, I took pictures with her in this because I was like, you know what? I got my license now. I have it physically in my possession. Oh, God. The next day. My whole life changed. Like, my life in the span of the past 5 years has been really difficult. Me and Fudge were separated for a good portion of time from 2021 to 2023, I believe. Because at one point I ended up in a shelter and they didn't allow pets. So, though looking back, I did try to get emotional support animal, whatever. But looking back, I'm really glad I didn't because I think it would have stressed her out way more than she deserved. So I had her with family at first, and then my family had to, move. So I brought her to a friend's place in London. And I would visit her once a month because I would bring over food and litter and visit with her and take pictures of her. That cat was all over my social media. And I realized that more so than not after she passed, because I went through it. I wanted to find all the videos and photos I could of her so I could put it on a thumb drive, because I wasn't housed at the time. So I was like, once I get housed, I want to, get a collage of photos of Fudge and have her have a spot somewhere in my apartment once I get housed. I miss her so much. But yeah, I was so happy that day when I physically got my license, and you can tell in the photo. You can tell. It's this Christmas is gonna be hard, because we got to spend Christmas last year together, and that meant the world to me, but I didn't understand how much it would until now. It meant the world to me. And this year is just going to be really tough. Because not long after Christmas is the anniversary of her passing. Literally 7 days into a week into the new year. Sorry, I turned into a blubbering mess in what's supposed to be a positive Q&A. Like I said, I want to honor her in every way I can on this channel, because she's my call sign. And I'm probably going to be like this every time I talk about her, because she just meant that much to me. Like, she was my entire world when I had nobody else. And right now, I don't really feel like I have anybody else. So I really miss her. But she'll always be with me, because my call sign ain't going anywhere. A few of my friends are like, well, if you could ever get the VE3, I'm like, I don't want the VE3. I want VA3. It was my call sign, and it's her. So I'm really glad that, we got to spend the last couple of years of her life together, because we were separated for a good 2 years in the past 5 years. So I was just, as soon as I was able to have her back, I was very happy. It's just been the whole year has been an adjustment without her around, but I think it'll always be that. It'll always be an adjustment. Because you go from like me and her were separated for 2 years, and that killed me enough. But like, knowing that it's now permanent, after just thinking that, I got her back, and I'm like, okay. And she hated being in her carrier, and I made her a promise that I eventually had to break, that the next time she would be in my carrier, like, we moved a lot in the 5 years. She moved a lot in the 5 years. But I promised her that, like, the next time we moved, the next time she was in the carrier was when we'd get housed. And I had to break that the day she crossed the Rainbow Bridge. Because next time she was in that carrier was to go to the emergency vet. And eventually she didn't come home. That was the hardest decision I've ever had to make in my life. But I've made a lot of hard decisions. But that takes the cake. That takes the cake. Like, I've made a lot of hard decisions in the past 20 years, but that was because I wasn't in the position financially to be able to, afford any of the medications and antibiotics and stuff that she would have needed. And I feel so bad. But at the same time, having her on antibiotics and stuff, like, it wasn't going to be a temporary, like, antibiotic thing. It seemed like it was going to be pretty long term. So it felt like I was just going to be prolonging the inevitable. And that wasn't fair to her. That wouldn't be fair to her. So I signed paperwork to have her euthanized. I was there when she was euthanized, which I'm really glad I was. I'm really glad I was there because I held her paw like I always did and stroked the end of her paw like I always did to try and calm her. And I didn't even have the money to get her ashes, so I just had her community added to the community ashes. And I think that was probably a good decision too, because I don't know how I would feel to have her ashes. Like, a lot of people do it for sentimental reasons, but like, I don't think I would have been able to. It just would have been difficult. So I'm going to honor her in other ways. The call sign, obviously. But I didn't wash the blanket that was in that carrier for like so long after. And it was so long after when I finally was like, okay, I think I can do this. I left her litter and food and water for like, it feels like a month or longer. And it just got to a point where I was just like, okay, I need to, like, her blanket that she'd always lay on next to this lamp. I'm so glad I got to bring this lamp with me because this is what she would lay against. So, or her blanket would be next to it. And yeah. But I kept all her blankets. Even one that my now former partner made for me that she would lay on, or she'd lay under when she'd lay on the bed with us. Blanket she was laying under in some of the last photos I took of her. Her favorite Oilers blanket. They're now on my bed. They used to sit on the edge because that's where her blanket would always go, was on the edge of the bed. But when we were housed last, she would always have her blanket, spread out on the bed. So I made the decision to finally put them properly on my bed rather than just on the edge, because I had the one that was in her carrier, which still has some of the stains that, even though it's been washed, some of the stains that she left on it from being moved so many times, because she did not like being in a carrier and her body did not react well to it at times. So still have her carrier blanket. I still have her Oilers blanket. I still have the orange blanket. Yeah. And once I get a proper setup, which will hopefully happen in the new year sometime, I'll have a proper spot for her, pictures and stuff. I think that's the one reason I'm glad I got so much stuff with my call sign on it, and especially here, because this is where she'd always lay. Like, there's pictures of me in my Fanshawe sweaters, where she's laying here. Like, watching WrestleMania last year was so much more difficult. And even when I moved here and got everything all plugged in and everything, it was still just so difficult, because when I'd be gaming and stuff, she'd be laying here. Like, there's literally a photo of her with my Xbox controller, like, on my old ottoman. So, but like I said, I'm glad, like I've said before in other videos on my main channel, I'm glad she passed what she did, because if she would have passed when we were housed, I don't know how I would react. When I got housed, I at least got to leave where I was when she passed. So, because being there was so difficult after she passed. And it wasn't anything to do with my now former roommate and partner. But, yeah. It's just been a rough year. She's even on my keychain. When she passed, after she passed, I got some memorial jewelry, which is what I kiss here. It's paw print and a rainbow, represent Rainbow Bridge. And I got a keychain that has a little cat pendant and a wing pendant and a pendant that says my angel has whiskers. And I got that because I was like, eventually I'll get housed and she's going to be with me. So, yeah, there's so many ways that I honor her every day. I still find myself when I go like shopping for like basic needs stuff, I still find myself like shopping for her. Like, I couldn't go near the pet section for like months after she passed. But even now, like that, like every month when I would get paid at the end of the month, first thing would be like, okay, food and litter for Fudge. And the first month after, like February after she passed, like the end of January, when I got my check for February, I was like, that was the toughest thing ever to have to put that out of my brain. And even when I got housed here, it's like I come in from outside or, going somewhere. Anybody that knows my cat, who is the reason behind my call sign, which is why I'm talking about her, for anybody new that's, watching. One thing she would always do, even when we were in rooms, when we were, renting rooms, when I'd come in, she'd always meow to greet me. And she'd do the same when I was housed before, prior to 2020. Or prior to 2021, I should say. But she'd always meow when I'd come in. Like, I'd open the door, first thing you'd hear is meow. And I still hear that now. Like, I'll come in from somewhere, and I'll come in, and I'll unlock the door, and I'll walk in, and I'll just hear it meow. Like, I'll walk in, and I'll just hear meow. So I know she's here in spirit. In so many ways. Sorry, I'm gonna blow my nose before I start. Oh, there we go. Okay. But no, I know she's here in spirit. I sense her all the time. Like, I come in and I just hear meow every single time. Every single time. And I hope I always hear that. Because it doesn't even bother me. It tells me she's here in spirit. And it tells me she's not forgotten. But, like, one of the first things when I got the offer for this place, first thing I thought it was fudge. And immediately I felt so bad because I was like, you would have stuck it out 3 more months. I could honor my promise, but I had already broken it, so that's the one constant thought. But, like, the day I got the offer for this place, everybody's like, oh, that's amazing, that's so awesome. But, like, I couldn't really, like, I was excited and I was happy, but, like, at the same time, I'm like, fudge isn't here. Fudge isn't here. Because I was just like, fudge, we did it. But she'll always be with me. She'll be with me. My call sign. And when she passed, I was so grateful and so happy that I had picked this call sign. Because I don't know if I could picture myself with any other call sign. Especially now. But that's how much she was my world. Like, I sought out a call sign with her name in it. Sought out a call sign with her name in it. Because she was part of my identity, and she is part of my identity, and she always will be. And out of a lot of things, and there's a lot of talk that, like, oh, things shouldn't be, shouldn't identify, like, you shouldn't let something be your identity. Well, I let my cat be my identity, and I will for the rest of my life. Because she was the most innocent and pure thing I've ever had come into my life. So my cat will be my identity. She won't be my entire identity, but she will be forever part of it. She'll be my call sign for the rest of my life. She'll be with me for the rest of my life. Sorry, I totally took this. What was supposed to be a good, like, positive Q&A themed video and just went off on an entire emotional tangent. I apologize for that, guys, but well, wouldn't be this channel without mentioning Fudge, so I wouldn't even have my call sign if it wasn't for her. I'd have an entirely different call sign, and I really can't think of myself with a different call sign. Like, I think I had my list somewhere still. Like, I had an entire list of, like, ones that I was like, oh, that could be fun. There were some, like, dirty-minded ones, which is hilarious because it's ham radio. But yeah, that's me in a nutshell. For anybody that's wanted to know, like, oh, why'd you choose your call sign? Like, what's the meaning behind your call sign? Well, now you know. I picked it before she passed, and I'm glad that I did, because after she's passed, it's how I'm going to honor her for the rest of my life and then some. And I appreciate the absolute crap out of so many people in not only my amateur radio club, but just in the ham community that I've interacted with over the past year. I'm hoping come summertime I can start being more active now that I'm, settled and everything. And now that I've tried to establish something that doesn't require me sitting on the balcony. But I think in summertime, me sitting on a balcony will be just fine. But in winter, not so much. But yeah, so that's the story behind my call sign. The long-winded emotional tangent that explains my call sign. But if you're an animal person, you'll understand why I can't not get emotional about it. I'm just really glad that, like, I have so much stuff with her, with my call sign on it. And I'm still keeping my SWL shirt because, I mean, it's a field day shirt, so probably won't wear it anymore, but I might wear it when I'm doing laundry, but that's about it. Or I'll just wear it randomly. And of course, there'll be a conversation starter like, oh, you have your call sign. Why are you wearing an SWO? I'm like, that's before I got my call sign. And again, that's why I'm glad that like my green radio support team shirt did not have SWL on it, because once I got my call sign, it would have been like useless and pointless. But, well, not useless, but it would just not have the same. Yeah. So, Fudgies, I love you. Miss you. Thank you for everything. Thank you for everything, Fudge. There's a reason I picked you as my call sign, and I'm really glad I did. I didn't think it would, I didn't think he'd pass away so soon after I got it, but just moved up the inevitable of this is how I would feel eventually once you did pass. So the fact that you passed so soon after I got my license is just getting a head start. I love you, baby girl. You'll always be my baby girl. Always. So, yeah. So, happy year of being licensed to me. Happy year of being licensed, Fudge. Even looking at it just sometimes just brings it out of me. And I think that's one thing I'm going to do when I do make my spot for her is the collage. I want to try and get, I wonder if I might be able to get it 3D printed, but have like my call sign in the middle or something with my call sign and then a picture of her, or just a picture of her with my badge and my call sign. So many possibilities. But if I don't see you guys, or if you don't see me before the 25th, which is already a week away, can you believe this? Like less than a week away, less than a week till, actually just over a week till Christmas. Yeah, 10 days till Christmas, so just over a week. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, happy Hanukkah. I also want to use this to kind of toss out that my thoughts and prayers and there's so much going on in the world right now. There's been so many mass tragedies the past week alone that have happened. And I like to try and keep politics and religion out of things, but when it comes to the events of recent events, my heart goes out to everybody affected. I don't judge people unless they give me a reason to. I don't disrespect anybody unless they give me a reason to. I could care less if you're like, I'm an ally of so many communities. Like, I don't judge somebody based on like their religion or their orientation or their gender or their identity or this, that, or the other. If you're a good person, I'm not going to judge you. If you're a terrible person, I'm going to judge you. But even then, I just don't try to associate or interact with people that aren't nice people. Um, I don't I don't hate anybody. I That's a strong word, and that has been a real reason behind a lot of stuff that's happened in the world recently. So I don't want to contribute to that. So I want to be positive. Um, I want to try and be one of the good people in the world. But to anybody that's affected by the actions of not so good people, my heart goes out to you, especially with this holiday season, and especially across communities, across religious and other communities, in the midst of chaos and tragedy and all the unfortunate and really disgusting and really just unnecessary tragedies that have happened in the past. But love always wins. I believe that. I will always believe that. Love wins. And human beings are pretty resilient and and they'll persevere. I'm living proof of that myself in my own life, but I know that and I believe that. Um, but yeah, just wanted to spend a little bit of time to at least touch on some of the stuff that's going on in the world and throw my 2 cents in. Not that it's going to do much, but one voice can change the world. So who knows? But okay. Anyways, guys, weather permitting, I should be able to get my mag mount out. This is the mag mount that I'm talking about, that I was gifted by one of my ham friends in the summer. It's a mag mount antenna. Sticks to my balcony, no problem. But it's got to go to a very certain spot, or else I don't get into the London repeaters. So, given I can get that figured out, and given that the weather doesn't get too much worse than it has, I should be able to get in on the Larknet tonight. And I'll probably broadcast that on this channel, so look for that. I'm gonna try and schedule streams, especially on this channel. My main channel, I usually live stream wrestling stuff. So if that's your thing, feel free to subscribe to my main channel. This is my second channel. This is all ham related stuff. Even channels I follow and subscribe to are all ham related. A lot of the same ones that I subscribe to on my main one are subscribed to on this one. So, but I'm going to try and differentiate the two, which is going to be a process, but anyways, guys, be safe, stay warm, and we'll see you the next stream. 7-3 for now, from Victor Alpha 3, Foxtrot Delta Golf. Going clear for now.